On the portfolio basis, Q1 earnings have been around number basis, but there are some one-offs in, say, Max Life. Even some one-off was there in LIC Housing. So all these things, if you adjust for one-offs, the number will be like 16-17% on a year-on-year profit growth. As far as estimates are concerned, we are not changing the estimates for FY22 as of now. The reason is, first quarter was a very extraordinary quarter in terms of closures. Last year, first quarter was also closed in India. And this year, first quarter also, almost 2 months in the quarter was closed. And plus, this time it was quite severe. So people's, general business vulnerability was more. So there is no point extrapolating this for the next 2-3 quarters. There'll be some bounce back, plus cost savings are still there. So we are not changing any major numbers for FY22. We still expect 20% plus kind of yearly growth in at a portfolio level on reported basis. So that's about numbers as of now. We have maintained overweight position on IT for last 1 year. Currently, IT will be around 20-22% kind of weight, which is in the index, which is for FMS, that mid small 400. The sector weights are very distributed. There are almost 400 stocks in that index. So sector weights are like 2-3% for every sector, 2-4%. So IT is a large overweight. We don't work on overweight, underweight basis, but we take a conscious call on the sector which can work well. So last year, our call on IT has worked quite well. We still continue to remain positive on that sector. Apart from that, we have large weight in insurance and other financial services. So insurance is led by Max, which is like 10% weight in the portfolio. Plus other financial services is basically ICICI Securities, where the weight is 4-5%. So these two are non-lending financial services businesses where large weight is there. Then we have large weight in some of the manufacturing companies like APL Apollo, Dixon, and Amber. These are some large weights. They put together will have weight of roughly 12-13%. And there is another chunk of large weight which comes in pharma, Gland and Ajanta Pharma put together will have weight of 12-13%. So these are the broad contours of the sector on which the portfolio is designed. So that's how I would like to put it. I don't think that we have made any major changes in the portfolio during Q1. There was one small addition which we had done in Prince Pipes, where we started with a like 2.5-3% position. Pipe is a plastic pipes in India is a growth story based on both two things: new houses plus the replacement of old pipes. And the third leg has been added because of government's initiative on Nal Pe Jal. So that will lead to higher demand on plastic pipes, both from the both outside the house and inside the house. The point is, unless water reaches your house, there is no point plumbing it inside, right? So if a lot of effort is there on making water reach the household, there will be increased pipe demand. So that is not counted at this point in time as demand surveys. So there will be increased demand due to that. Plus Prince Pipes, when we bought, was trading at quite a discount to sector leaders like Supreme and Astral is a different kind of only home pipes, but they were trading at quite a discount. So, and plus the numbers were quite good. They are comparable to these players in terms of both capacities and the delivered numbers. They operate in agri, plumbing, as well as now they have got into CPVC tie-up with Lubrizol. So it's a good company to own. It will be a proxy also to real estate recovery in India. So that's one stock we added in Q1. That was a new stock. Apart from that, we also, there were not any major changes which were done, barring few weightage tweaking, which we did. Trailing valuations in right now in say FY22, whatever time has passed on, we are going through very unusual times. Means FY21 first quarter was fully closed. FY22 also first quarter was almost closed. Then FY21 rest of the year was none of the places in country was fully open. So we are going through very unusual times. Plus, when people are going through these kind of times, everything else apart from your own well-being takes a backseat. So earnings will have both positive and negative impact due to that. So these are not usual times. So trailing 12-month earning basis, PEs will look expanded. PEs will not be real because earnings are not real. So I don't think that right now comparing everything on TTM earnings on 20-year history will be a right metric. However, what I would like to look at is whether what has been the returns in the past, and when we have seen this kind of rally, what is the returns on a slightly elongated horizon. So if we look at that, from 2018 onwards, when the last peak was made on these small and mid cap indices, from that point, even after this rally, starting March 2020, there is a return of roughly 20% from 2018. So in 3 years, 20-25%. So in 3 years, point to point, we have not made more than basically 6-7% compounded. So this is not a alarming number at this point in time. Yes, on an absolute basis, or looking from the what has been the large cap valuation, what is the valuation in the mid cap, things look stretched. But the point is, your earnings also are subdued in mid caps for last 7-8 years. We have had series of things at a go in last 4-5 years, which have never happened in history. So started from Notebandi, then GST, then you had 2-3 kind of bank and NBFC default. So all these things shake confidence on people's ability in smaller companies, plus their earning ability also gets eroded. So earnings in these smaller companies are very subdued, even on a 5-10 year basis. So I would not like to make too many comparisons on PE basis, but would like to look at whether these companies are changing their businesses, whether these companies are at leadership positions, in the businesses they are operating in, what is the size of opportunity. If the size of opportunity is X and there are 5 lines of businesses, is the company where I'm investing is leader in 1 or 2 of those 5 businesses? And if the size of opportunity is X, am I getting a company at a fraction of that? So these things are more important to look for in active investing, rather than bothering too much about what is the TTM PE on a subdued earning basis. That's how I look at things, and that's how I look at valuation. So in all these companies where we own some stakes in our portfolio, my belief is that most of these companies have leadership traits in 1 or 2 businesses of their sectors. They have very good balance sheets. They have proven track record for last 8-10 years. I'm talking of every one of them, almost everyone. So, and they are doing something new, means which they have not done for last 7-8 years. So these things will determine the success of these companies rather than what is the trailing 12-month PE for these companies. That's how I look at things.